I know a lot of you are probably over the whole Love Island hype by now. Maybe you've watched too many episodes, or the drama just feels repetitive. But hear me out for a second, because something interesting recently came up that I think is worth talking about. One of the cast members, a guy named Ace, made a pretty bold statement. He basically hinted that most of the couples on Love Island aren't even real. Yup, according to him, the relationships we see on screen might just be for show. And he didn't stop there. He even included one of the audience's absolute favorite pairs, Nic and Olandria, in that claim.
Do you think that the other relationships that have come from Love Island are real?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark. I know that's for sure real.
And the other ones, not so much, or? Do you think people are aware of the benefits to being in a relationship coming out of Love Island?
100%.
Do you feel like Olandria and Nic's relationship is real? Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm going to assume that that's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that tough for you because Olandria is someone that you consider to be a close friend?
Yeah, it really is tough for me because, again, she just came out here for Shelly's birthday and we all spent a time together at the club and we all kicking and shit like that. So I have a lot of respect for Olandria. But again, from the last conversation that I've had with, Nic, it was a matter of it's not a romantic spark. They just, you know what I'm saying? They find each other attractive.
Was it Olandria, maybe, that didn't see Nic romantically, or was it Nic that didn't see her romantically?
I feel like it was both. I felt like Olandria has been very adamant on telling me what her type is. And I know the same thing about Nic. I know Nic finds Olandria attractive. I know he finds her gorgeous, but she is. Don't get me wrong, Olandria is fire, but I know it wasn't that anymore than, what it was surface level. Because again, Nic had tested that connection. He said it wasn't enough for him, and he went back to Sierra. And then boom, again, Sierra gets axed, and now that's a thing.
He's back with Olandria.
Yeah.
So had Nic ever explicitly told you, yo, I'm interested in Olandria romantically?
No.
Now, a lot of people weren't too happy with Ace after he made those comments. And honestly, I get why. He's supposed to be cool with Nic and Olandria. On top of that, he's actually really close friends with Olandria's girlfriend, Shelly. They've always been tight. So for him to come out and basically throw shade like that, yeah, it didn't exactly look good on his part. If anything, it only added more fuel to the rumors already floating around, that maybe Nic and Olandria's whole relationship is more about clout than love. Now, let me be clear here. I'm not sitting here saying whether those rumors are true or false. But what I will say is this. We've all seen how Love Island works. A lot of the couples that come out of that show don't actually last. Many of them are only together because it benefits them, whether that's brand deals, social media opportunities, or just staying relevant. It's about popularity, not passion. And if you need proof, just look at past winners. Remember Amaya and Brian? They split not long after their season ended. Or how about Iris and Pepe? Same story. They were glued to each other while the cameras were rolling, but once the show wrapped up, that connection didn't last. Clearly, love wasn't the main thing keeping them together. It was the strategy. Now, when it comes to Nic and Olandria, I do believe there's at least some genuine attraction there. But is it possible they're also using their relationship for business purposes? Absolutely, and honestly, I'm not even mad at that. In fact, I think they're smart enough to understand the game. At the end of the day, Love Island is a platform. If they're making money together, more power to them. We also have to remember, they're still a brand new couple. We can't expect them to be head over heels and planning forever after just yet. If they decide to take things seriously in the future, then great. Let them grow into it naturally, without all this outside pressure. And if they don't last, that's fine too. Personally, I just want Olandria to win regardless. She deserves to secure her bag, to make her mark. That's why Ace's comments feel a little messy. If he really sees Olandria as a friend, then he should want her to shine, not try to sabotage her moment. But the truth is, Ace has his own feelings about Nic. Word is, he feels Nic didn't really step up enough to defend him when negative narratives started spreading. And maybe that's where all this shade is really coming from. And here's the thing. Ace actually considered Nic someone he was cool with. So for him, it stings a little. He feels some type of way about how things went down, not just with Nic, but with the show in general. That's why he's been speaking out, kind of lifting the curtain and exposing what really goes on behind the scenes. From Ace's perspective, production wasn't exactly fair to him and Shelley. He feels like they edited things in a way that didn't favor them. Important moments got cut out, certain storylines were twisted, and the whole thing came across as, well, shady. And to make matters worse, the fan bases only added more chaos. Huda's fans in particular, according to Ace, were incredibly toxic. They weren't just throwing shade, they were racially bullying both Shelley and Olandria online. It was ugly. Honestly, the whole environment was a mess. So in that sense, I get why Ace wants to air everything out. He's frustrated, he's hurt. But here's where the problem comes in. He's doing it at Olandria's expense. And that's where things don't sit right. When you call out production or expose shady edits, that's one thing. But when you throw your own supposed friends under the bus while doing it, that's where people start thinking maybe there's a little jealousy involved. Especially when it comes to Nic and Olandria's success as a couple. And look, I'll be real, Ace does need to chill. Because at this point, he's not just damaging Nic and Olandria's situation, he's also putting Shelley in the line of fire. The backlash from his comments is going to hit her too, and honestly, I don't even know how strong their relationship is after all this. Interviews like that only add more tension, and sometimes couples don't survive that kind of heat. Meanwhile, Olandria herself doesn't even seem bothered. She actually responded in the most classy, subtle way possible. After Ace's interview dropped, she posted online and simply said, "Child, anyway, my event at Tuskegee went amazing yesterday." And just like that, she kept it moving. No drama, no messy back and forth. She's focused on her wins, and from the looks of it, she's thriving, exactly the way she should be. All right, let's shift gears for a moment because I need to talk about Tamar Braxton. Recently, Tamar dropped a trailer for her brand new album, and guess who's starring in it? None other than reality TV star Mendes. And let me tell you, people are already buzzing. A lot of fans feel like Tamar might have pulled a major PR stunt to build hype for this album release. Here's why. Just a week ago, Tamar had everyone genuinely worried. She revealed that she suddenly found herself in a pool of blood. Her face was badly injured, and she said her teeth had even been knocked out. Tamar herself admitted she didn't know what happened or how she ended up like that. Naturally, fans were shaken. Everyone was asking the same questions. What happened? To Tamar? Is she okay? Was she attacked? Was this an accident? The concern was real. Even one of her close associates, Funky Dineva, who had actually been out partying with her the night before, said he had no idea what went down. He was just as clueless as everyone else, which only made the situation even more mysterious.
All got in the car together. The car dropped us off at Tamar's house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car. I went and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, and I came home. I don't know what happened. I promise you, on Isaac's life, I don't know.
This whole situation only raised even more questions about what really happened the night of Tamar's alleged incident. People started connecting dots and speculating, especially when rumors surfaced that Tamar was allegedly involved with the married reality star Mendes. A blog called Playhouse XA Atlanta even dropped an exclusive, claiming Tamar had been out partying with Mendes the night before. According to them, Tamar left the club with him along with a group of people. Funky Dineva was also with the group, but here's the key part. He never went upstairs into Tamar's house, which means he had no idea what happened to her afterward. Now, when all this buzz started spreading, Tamar seemed to respond in her own way. Instead of directly addressing the rumors, she released the trailer for her upcoming album. And who was front and center in that trailer? Mendes, playing her love interest. In the caption, Tamar casually referred to him as just a friend, almost as if she was brushing off the rumors about being romantically involved with a married man. But here's the thing. Mendes already has a reputation. People know he hasn't exactly been the most faithful husband to Yandy. So for a lot of fans, it wasn't too hard to believe that maybe something could have happened between him and Tamar. Still, nobody knows the full truth. What people do believe is that Tamar might have staged all of this as another publicity stunt. Because the moment that trailer dropped, the internet immediately started saying, "Oh, so that's what all of this was about? Promotion." Meanwhile, Funky Dineva was furious. When Tamar's incident first made headlines, he spoke out and shared his side of the story. But instead of support, people turned on him. They accused him of being a bad friend because he didn't check up on Tamar. They dragged him for referring to her as that lady, and some even suggested he might have been involved in whatever happened to her. And now, with this trailer out, Funky feels like Tamar basically left him out to dry. He went online and said, "Here it is. I got ate up alive over my birthday weekend, and the whole while there was nothing wrong with Tamar. Now she done released this tired music video for this raggedy EP that don't nobody want. And because I'm in the video, people are going to think that I was a part of the PR stunt. I was collateral damage in a 2-bit PR stunt. Tamar, you ain't even gonna try to clear any of this up and tell these people I didn't do anything to you or know what happened. I was accused of not being a friend to you when at the end of the day it was you not being a friend to me. I didn't deserve any of this and I'm deeply hurt." That's a lot of emotion, and you can feel the betrayal in his words. Funky genuinely feels like he was unfairly dragged into a situation that had nothing to do with him. And in the end, he was the one who suffered the most backlash. Yeah, that's really messed up. And honestly, I can completely see why Funky Dineva is so upset. Tamar never once stepped in to defend him or clear his name. She knew false narratives were spreading about him, but instead of speaking out or even having someone from her team release a statement, she chose silence. And that silence ended up hurting him even more. Now, a lot of people out there believe Tamar faked her injuries just to stir up publicity. But Tamar herself is firmly denying that. She came out and said, "I did not fake my accident. I wish it was a lie or a PR stunt. I'm devastated that anyone would suggest that. Please enjoy my EP. I worked very hard and spent my own money for my 10 Martian friends to enjoy. This isn't about anyone's husband. This is about my personal story about the worst heartbreak I've ever known. Heartbreak retrograde 9/1 She also added, "No matter what he says, I love Miss Funky Dineva anyway. Had I known what was going on while I was in a hospital trying to recover, I would have said something. It's terrible that whatever I didn't say turned into all of this. I just want peace." So, that's Tamar's side of the story. But here's the real question. Do y'all actually believe her? Because honestly, something about this whole situation still feels off. To a lot of people, it still smells like a PR stunt. Then again, maybe something did happen, and Tamar just doesn't want to reveal the details of what really led up to her injuries. There are even some whispers out there suggesting that Tamar might have been on something that night. And when you add in the fact that she's been hanging around someone like Mendes, who has a past involving drugs, people are naturally going to assume the worst. But at the end of the day, none of us really know. So maybe Tamar's saving all of this for the next season of her reality show. Or maybe she truly is keeping things private because it's too personal. Either way, this story is far from over. And with reality stars, we all know, sometimes the truth comes out in the most unexpected way. But what do y'all think? Do you believe Tamar? Or do you feel like this is just one big publicity stunt? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this breakdown. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!